What's up, space pirates? This is your Admiral, the Dread Pirate Dr. Disaster, and in a way, it's almost impressive how committed to the narrative of progressive nonsense that Ubisoft is with Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Don't look at me. I think these people are completely nuts.
Seriously, every other day, if not more often than that, I find myself having to talk about this game because I find something that these blithering idiots have pumped into it in order to advance their false history and make it seem like the world conforms to the modern lens through which they see it. And today, we have another leak that makes it clear the developers of this game are jackasses of the highest order. Yesterday, we talked about the art book images that leaked for this turd, where it looks like they're shoving modern gender ideology into the game. Between that stuff and the Yasuke stuff, it's clear who their true masters are.
Whom do you serve?
Wokeness. Well, anyhow, the leak that we're looking at today are some more supposed images from the art book that just leaked from this game, and suffice to say, if the Japanese people weren't pissed off about how this title represented their culture before, they sure as hell will be now, because Ubisoft has taken an actual historical event and inserted Yasuke into it in a move which seems to be an attempt to improve his importance. Ubisoft are like the children trying to shove the square peg into the round hole, and like children who look over at their parents, they are looking over at gamers to get our approval, but this is what they're getting instead.
You suck, you jackass!
The leaked art book images show that the game features the daimyo Oda Nobunaga and his famous act of committing seppuku. For anyone not familiar, seppuku is the practice of a disgraced person or someone who wants to avoid disgrace back in the olden days of Japan, ending their own life by cutting their own belly with a knife as means of restoring or retaining their honor. And often there was a second person nearby assisting them so that once the cut was made, this other person would behead them to end their pain. In any case, the game shows Nobunaga's seppuku, and although history is clear that Nobunaga had a different person assisting him, the game uses Yasuke in this place instead, because of course they do. A lower-ranking person would not be used in this capacity. It would have been considered a disgrace, but once again, Ubisoft demonstrates their misunderstanding of Japan's history, and they also demonstrate their commitment to total jackassery.
This is really stupid.
Alright, me hearties, make sure you hit the like button on this video to fend off the algorithm monster, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and also, don't forget to follow me on X, where my handle is Dr. Disaster 1. But alright, let's have a look at this historical revisionism that the troglodytes at Ubisoft have engaged in with this art book leak. At this point, I'm not surprised at anything they do with this game in their efforts to elevate Yasuke to a level of extreme importance. Let's take a look at what they did though, and then we'll talk about what this means for the Japanese people, keeping in mind the context that, of course, Assassin's Creed has always promoted the idea that they were a game franchise focused on making games that were fairly historically accurate. But anyhow, this guy here posted some new images from the art book that were leaked. On the right hand side, there's an image of Nobunaga preparing to commit seppuku with Yasuke hovering over him with his sword. And then on the left, there's an image of the art book's description of the event, which we'll read in just a second here. But this ex-user who posted this wrote, "This might indeed anger Japanese people. It's speculated that it was actually Moriran Maru who seconded Oda Nobunaga and assisted him in committing seppuku, not Yasuke. This is beyond ridiculous, Ubisoft." And then, if we look at that image of the art book text that he posted, it says, "The moment that Oda Nobunaga commits seppuku as the temple burns down around him, with Yasuke serving as his second, and Naoi lurking in the far right doorway, is certainly one of the most intensely dramatic in the entire game." And then here is a close-up of that image. You can see Nobunaga and Yasuke getting ready to do that horrible deed. But in order to understand why this is so offensive to Japanese folks, let's look at another X post that was highlighted by Grums, as you can see here. The post was written by a PhD, and it was originally written in Japanese, but Google translated it at the bottom there. The guy was responding to the post that we read just a minute ago, and he said about the idea that the Japanese would be upset by this historical change, this point is absolutely correct. If Nobunaga had been beheaded by someone of lower rank, it would have been the same as being killed by an enemy, and would have been an extremely great disgrace. So yeah, the entire reason that Nobunaga committed seppuku, from my understanding, as an outsider, I'm not involved in this culture, but from my basic understanding, it's that he was betrayed by one of his generals and he was ambushed. If he had allowed the betrayers to kill him, it would have been considered disgraceful, so he opted for the other way out, and one of his retainers helped him accomplish the deed before burning the temple down, where they had barricaded themselves, killing everyone inside. Now, replacing any of the people involved in this incident diminishes the meaning of the act that was committed. Making Yasuke into a samurai is one thing, but putting him in this position is an entirely new level of insult to Nobunaga's honor. And if you weren't aware, honor is kind of a big deal to these folks. Changing the narrative of what happened actually erases the honor that Nobunaga and his retainers earned with this act. What's more, this description here, where they tell us that Naoi is lurking in the doorway and watching the event take place, suggests that Nobunaga is a target of their assassination, meaning he's portrayed as simply a bad guy in the game. But at worst, the man was a complicated historical figure. The Japanese refer to him as one of the three great unifiers of Japan. So, I don't mean to be offended on behalf of the Japanese, but damn, it seems like they have every right to be. And if you look at the reaction to the story trailer that was released by Ubisoft Japan, you can see that they are not thrilled with this game at all. The video has only 44,000 views in a week and a half because people over there are not particularly interested in this game, but the ratio is about 500 likes to 5,500 dislikes, and the comment section says it all. This guy here, using Google Translate of course, says, "I laughed when I saw Yasuke wearing more flashy armor than Nobunaga. What is this?" And then this guy here said, "They made Nobunaga look like Yasuke's sidekick. The entire premise of this game is designed to promote black people at the expense of Asians. This is a humiliation ritual." And then this guy wrote, "He has more gorgeous armor than Nobunaga." You get the idea. These people are already unhappy with the creative liberties taken, and they will be way less happy with this disgraceful depiction of Nobunaga's end. The thing is, in the old games, in the old Assassin's Creed titles, the creative liberties that they took were generally all the magical pieces of Eden stuff. They might feature historical figures in a game, which is a fun concept, But they have to be very careful when taking creative liberties with these figures in order to not offend the culture that is depicted. To the surprise of absolutely nobody, though, Ubisoft has completely failed to do that with Assassin's Creed Shadows, which may end up being the corporate equivalent of seppuku. But I'm gonna leave it there. Drop your mockery of these total fools into the comment section below, and we will talk there. Thanks for watching, me hearties. If you haven't already, your Admiral is inviting you to subscribe to the channel and become a part of the crew. Life as a space pirate may not be glamorous, but there's always plenty of booty.